Good morning, everybody. It's Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. Wow, what a change in weather. Extremely cold this morning, but it's going to rain as well. So we're going to have a rainy, cold day today. So, yeah, so Arizona's kind of weird. But anyways, we are, like I said, working in my garage, and I'm doing just some repairs and some stuff on my stuff and getting organized and getting rid of crap. And then once I get in a full swing of getting more repairs coming in, I just want to be a little bit more organized. This stuff piles up after a while. I tell you, you wouldn't even believe it. Anyways, we're working on the Av-5000A, and this is basically, guys, when I do these videos, this is a teaching tool, okay? I get a lot of people in the business, a lot of people that do video recordings and transfers and, you know, repairs and different things they want to try on their own, and I'm trying to teach everybody. And everybody, you know, like I said, I can't physically teach a class. I wish I could, but this is for the people out there wanting to learn how to do this stuff and little tricks of the trade and stuff. And this is the only reason why I do these videos. If I'm repeating myself on some of this stuff, I know I do that. It's just that sometimes I'll get people who, after I say something on a video, and they'll come back to me in email. It's like, what is that again? Yeah, so it's sort of kind of keep people from, you know, asking me in emails again after I just got done telling them what it was. And so I try to loop it a little bit just so you guys are clearly understanding what's going on. So I don't mean to be repetitive on my speeches and things when I'm making these videos, but I want to make the videos a little long. I don't want to make them 2 seconds long and that's it. So that way you guys get a little bit more of an education about these machines. All right, this is the Sony Av-5000A. Like I told you, it's a real problematic machine. Okay, real problematic. We did the upgrades on the brush and the audio control head, and actually just other different things. I put a video head in there, a brush, and an audio control head. We now have video playing out of it really, really well, okay? Now, I'm about to show you guys a little trick. On these machines, when you're doing video transfers, okay, the biggest problem is the video levels are always different on the tapes that you're playing back, all right? So you could either do that with a time-based corrector and go in and do it manually, or you can leave your time-based corrector in automatic fixed position, and you could do it on the machine itself and actually go in and adjust the video levels. Basically the same thing that you would do like on this skip field machine. You got a trimmer on the front of it. That's your video output level. Okay? So we're going to do the same thing with the Av-5000As. Is we're going to make it easy enough to adjust the video output level from the machine before I actually do the video, do time-based correction and do the scoping for the levels. It makes it a little easier to do it from the machine as well if you can do it. You could do it either way. You could actually either do it from the time-based corrector, but if the video level is quite low on the machine, you're only going to be able to do so much with the time-based corrector's levels also. So it's good to do both. Be able to do it from the machine and the time-based corrector, so you have the flexibility to get the correct signals when you're doing a video transfer from one of these vintage machines. So today we're going to install what's called a potentiometer. Okay, this is a potentiometer. It's an adjusting potentiometer. It's a 1K. Okay, this is going to replace the one that's on this extension board on this particular machine. As you can see, these are the potentiometer adjustments. This is the video output one right here, okay? Now, if you watch, if I turn this little potentiometer, if you watch real carefully, see how it gets dark? And then I can go all the way up and go real hot or real dark, okay? Now, that's what the main goal here is. I'm going to use this potentiometer, which will be mounted in the back of the machine. I will be drilling a hole. It'll be mounted just like on these back panels, okay? I will wire the wiring all the way to this board, which we're going to make the contacts in the 3 positions where this potentiometer is. I'll remove this one. So this one in the back will replace this one. So that way you can leave the case on the unit instead of taking it out of the case all the time when you're using the machine, which is a real hassle because this machine is very, very heavy. So we're going to make the video output adjustment on the back of the machine directly from the main board, which is right here. And then we're going to use these potentiometers, which are in this particular situation, that's a 1K potentiometer, and we're going to replace it with an adjustable 1K potentiometer, which will mount to the back of the unit. So when I got it in its case and everything, and I'm not killing myself, and I'm doing video transfers, and once you got this case on, this thing's a bear to take off. I mean, all kinds of screws. It's just a real nightmare, and this thing is very, very heavy. This is going to save me all that hassle. So all I have to do is reach behind the back of the machine and turn the knob and get the correct video output and match it up with time-based correction and all that from this one little potentiometer switch, which will be on the very back of the unit. This is a custom idea I came up with for this particular machine, and it's basically on almost all the EIJs and reel-to-reels. They do have that same video output potentiometer, just like on the skip field here. It's on the front there. And so instead of going through all the trouble of drilling a hole and defacing my cases and everything by making a hole and all that kind of crap, and taking, like I said, and taking the cases off all the time just to get to the innards of the machine, that some things you need to mess with, like this video output, I'm just going to put a potentiometer on the back of the unit directly, and I can leave it in its case, and I can make the video output directly from this one little trimmer that'll be on the very back, and to adjust the video output levels and with time-based correction as well as manually to get the videos to the correct level, because that's always a big problem with these Sony Av-5000As is the video levels are really low, and sometimes they're really, really hot, and they're like all over the place. And so like I said, sometimes when video levels are really, really low, even if you go through time-based correction and manual, you can't get them up high enough. So you want to have a balance between the two, so you can set your levels to balance them out correctly, depending on how the tapes were recorded. It's just an interesting little thing I want to do on these particular machines. We're going to replace the potentiometer, run the wires here, take that one off, and run it to a manual potentiometer in the back. So I'll be able to adjust video output without taking it out of the case and killing myself, which is, like I said, this machine is very, very heavy. That way you can get proper video transfer, especially off of this machine, because this thing's a nightmare. And but like I said, this is a real complicated machine, but like you said, I think outside of the box to try to make things a lot easier when you're using them. So I hope you enjoyed this video.